What's up everyone, and welcome to some retro news. MiSTer core developer Hotego has added support for Golden Axe and ESWAT to his System 16 core. Golden Axe was a really awesome arcade beat-em-up set in a Conan the Barbarian style universe. It had a really good port on the Sega Genesis, but the arcade version definitely is graphically superior. I don't have much experience with the arcade version of ESWAT, but I've played the Genesis version a lot. The games are completely different from each other, so it's worth trying out both to get the different experiences. If you want to try out these games now on your MiSTer FPGA, then you can join Hotego's Patreon to get early access to the core. Also consider supporting Patreons of other core developers and Alexei Melnikov, the maintainer of the MiSTer project. Without them, the MiSTer project wouldn't be as good as it is now. Neil of the RMC YouTube channel has demonstrated a new case for the MiSTer FPGA he calls the MiSTer Multisystem. You can think of it as a consoleized MiSTer FPGA. It gives me a sort of Nintendo 64 vibe. Anyway, the MiSTer Multisystem isn't just a case to put a DE10 Nano in. It also has the electronics that give you analog video output, USB ports, ports to connect original console controllers, and more. So all those I/O boards that you have attached to a DE10 Nano have been consolidated into one unit. If you're just getting into the MiSTer scene and considering buying a setup, you should check out his case to see if it fits your needs. Pricing is set to be about £141 or almost $200 US. This does not include the price of the DE10 Nano, which will set you back around another $180. A new MiSTer stage event has been released. The stage events are audio interviews with prominent members of the MiSTer community that are done on the official MiSTer Discord. This latest stage event features David Shadoff, a contributor to the PC Engine core, and Grey Rogue, who contributes to several other cores. It is hosted by Artemio, the creator of the 240p test suite, a program available for several retro consoles that has a suite of tools for testing your console and television. These stage events give some great insight on how core developers approach the development of a core. One thing in particular I found interesting was how the PC Engine differed with memory mappings compared to other consoles. You also get to find out a little bit about the developers' personal lives. The stage events are available in podcast format, so you can easily listen to them on your phone. Polygon has a nice article on the MiSTer project. It does a good job of explaining what MiSTer is and what you can do with it. It also lists things you need to get a complete MiSTer setup and gives you some buying options for you. The article even has several sources on where to get more information on MiSTer. While longtime MiSTer FPGA users will already know this information, this is a good article to send to someone not familiar with the project and willing to learn about it. I do warn beginners that getting a MiSTer is not a plug-and-play system and that you will need to spend time setting up and configuring it to your exact needs. But advanced computer users will have no problem setting it up. The information in this article will help you decide whether a MiSTer FPGA is right for you. I think it's cool that the MiSTer project is getting some mainstream attention. Google once posted an April Fool's joke that they were making an NES cartridge for their Google Maps services. A hacker then decided to take it upon himself to deliver on that joke. He has actually created an NES cartridge that gives you access to Google Maps. It doesn't display Google Maps data directly. Instead, whatever data is obtained from Google Maps is then converted into tiles that the NES can understand and display on your TV screen. So it basically makes Google Maps look like an NES RPG. Now, it would be really cool if an entire game was created out of this. He goes into how he was able to make this possible. Don't think that you will be able to download a ROM and try this out for yourself in an emulator. To actually make this possible, extra hardware was required to build into the NES cartridge. So that's it for this episode. I provided links in the description to all my news sources in case you want further information. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to receive future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you next time.